Hello, greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. I thought I come and wish you a good day. I hope that today will be a miraculous day. Every day there is a potential for great miracles to happen. For every day there is it's a new given. It's an eternal day of the sun, an eternal Sunday that is coming back. And so it is always, we have to be open to miracle. We have to anchor our energy every morning, if possible, doing a little meditation to allow the mind to calm so that we can receive, to anchor the light throughout our chakras and to allow ourselves to find out what I need to do today, how can I serve today, what is the highest function of my day today, what is expected from my soul. For I had a very foggy night, I felt like I was in the fog, so I had to recenter my energy. But some nights it's just miraculous. You wake up with incredible energies, and some other days where it's more challenging, for we do not know what's going on while we sleep. But there is so much that is always going on. And so I'm going to pull a few cards. The highest wisdom for us today is transformation. For we are being transformed. We have to allow ourselves for this transformation. For we have to change for the better, and then that's what is going on. What we need to understand is responsibility. It is not about being responsible for anyone else's past, but it's about assuming the responsibility of our words, of our thoughts, our words, and our deeds, and also the responsibility of our life path. Understanding what is our responsibility, what is not our responsibility. From a Stoic perspective, there are certain things that are within our power to do, and other things that are outside of our power. So we have to, and the third power is to decipher between what's within our power and not within our power, and we have to address those things that are within our power. What we need to do is to create. We have to be creative. We have to move into this sphere of creation. For every thought is creative. When we put our emotion into thoughts, they take a life on their own. And if you focus on a thought more than 17 seconds, it takes on a momentum. It takes 4 times 17 seconds to focus on your dream. They will take a momentum and become activated. So focus on positive dream, where energy goes. Where central energy will follow. Wherever our attention goes, energy will follow. So it is about focusing as much as possible on what is wanted on a dream. Some people don't have a dream, or they have let go of their dream. But cultivate your dream, cultivate your vision, for it is free. It is something that is given by God to have this potential. It's filled with hope. It's filled with potential. And for all dreams may not manifest right away, but it's still something to cultivate until we are ready to receive the process of our creation, and the outcome will be our higher self, or we are becoming our higher self more and more each and every day. It is important to understand that the ascension is in full swing, in full process. It is happening as it should, and everything is and every day we integrate it. We're becoming more of our higher self. And understand that all the imperfection of the world, this world is full of imperfection, full of contrast, but all this imperfection is actually serving our ascension. For it is because of the great darkness that this inner light is able to emerge from us. This love is able to emerge from us, in contrast with the unkindness of the world. So it is a great opportunity that is given, for the rewards may come later. But it is serving, we have to want to become unconditionally loving and conditionally to move into this unconditional forgiveness of ourselves and others. For we are all being tested by the new energy, but those new energies will help us define, it assists us in defining what is our place in the world, what is our mission of service, what is our mission for, what is it we wish to truly experience. It's not about sacrificing ourselves to serve the world, it is about finding this wholeness, and within the wholeness we find the guidance that where we can both find joy and fulfillment and serve the world in the same times. And also what is our role, what is our mission in the ascension process. For it is important we're very close to the finishing line of the first ascension shift, for there will be 2 more waves, but if we are ready, we may as well be part of that first ascension wave. Then we'll be able to serve the ones that will be part of the second wave, and then the third wave, and they will accumulate in this grand event. Sometimes it is very difficult to interact with lower consciousness, people that have not chosen the ascension. So just be polite, be kind, be joyful, but do not try to force them into the mold of the possibility of ascension. If their soul has not chosen that, it means that the younger soul, they are not ready for it, and so let them go on their way. Just but be kind to them, but also be kind to all those who are following you into the fifth dimension, for they need support. They need to know that the light of the tunnel is very close. The finishing line is very close. From a higher perspective, it is your planet, it is your people, it is your children, and so as a parent, as your God self, God sees all the world all the humanity as His children. For no matter what they look like, no matter what they're going through, no matter what their sex, their race, if they're tall, if they're short, if they're the sexual preference, no matter what, they're part of the amazing creation of God, and so, but they have forgotten that, and so. It is for even as a parent, even if your children are misbehaving, you still love them, and it's the same thing with God. So understand that, and be a parent to the world, be a parent to the angels, and at which point they will be able to assist you in a far greater capacity once you become. You return to this empowerment, for there is very powerful energies that are being downloaded now. They will be up to the eclipse, and after the eclipse on the 16th, the lunar eclipse, a partial lunar eclipse, there will be the galactic New Year on the 26th, where the star Sirius will begin to rise, and which will accumulate on the August 8th at the Lion's Gate portal, which will be very powerful. It's like a great central sun. Will be able to traverse that and move to the stars, to the energy field of the planet Sirius, for they are here in assistance. All the galactics are here in assistance, and this year, this August 8th, the Lion's Gate will be a very, very powerful, for it is powerful every year, but every year it accumulates into more energy, and it will be the reactivation of all the collective grid. All the pyramids of the world will be reactivated, for those pyramids were all created with unknown technologies, and they all have a very specific energetic function. They were placed on a very specific spot on the planet, and they will be assisting in creating, in activating this grid of the fifth dimension, this holographic matrix of the fifth dimension. The planet Venus will assist in this activation of the collective light body. For the planet Venus, it's a very advanced world with 20 billion souls that are living in ascended states in the ninth dimension, and so turn into the goddess Venus. It's like the goddess Venus and the goddess Earth are sisters, and they have. So it's a lot of love that comes from that planet, and so tune into that frequency of love. For the higher truth and revelation will keep on coming, regardless of the resistance the media are trying to prevent, to continue their dualistic program. They will not be able to prevent this ascension, this enlightening process. For at the beginning there was 144,000 ascended masters that were here to create that shift, to awaken. That was enough to awaken the collective. But now there are millions of light workers, millions of people that are working towards the highest good of all, for the benefits of the planet and for humanity. And so there are millions of people. So what's important is to continue to turn to the inner guidance. For everybody's got this divinity, this inner guidance, except for the clones and the reptoid that have disconnected from that. But everybody has this inner love, this inner guidance, this higher wisdom that is available to them. So tune into your inner guides in order to receive more information and more revelation, for that will be really what the truth will come. It will not come where it is available everywhere. It's for the life is a mirror, but your highest truth will be revealed from within, from your connection to your soul, your spirit, and your God self, and your higher self, your monad, and the company of heaven. It can come in many ways, in many forms, follow whatever, but tune in. Do not forget your inner self, your higher self, your inner self that is always available. It's just a matter of tuning to a frequency of love that is enough, that is quiet enough so that you can receive the information and pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your meditation, your intuition, whatever life is teaching you. Be aware, be present in the present as much as possible. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. it is we're right about to cross the finish line. It's been a marathon. It's like life is this ascension process is not a sprint, it's a marathon. For I'm a really good in the physical world, I'm a really good sprinter. I can run very fast on very short distance, but I've never been able to run long distance, and I must have biologically to inherit that from my father. When he was 16 years old, he was European records of the 60 meters. He was he was qualified for the Rome Olympics in the 100 meter, but he had exams, he couldn't go, but he was he was a sprinter, so I inherited that from him. But in this ascension process, we are asked to run a marathon. It is a long, and then now there's a finishing line, the light at the end of the tunnel. We can see it already, so we need to embrace that and to do whatever is necessary in order to let go of the old, in order to complete this process, to pass through the finishing line, where we're going to be able to be received by the company of heaven, our guides, and we'll be able to create this reconnection, to ascend our consciousness to the higher planes. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Akash. Still continue to doing my cleansing process. So the past is a limit. It's about nourishing and anger. So it's about understanding the physical needs of our body and not to respond to lower craving. Lower craving are just cellular memories. We should have more control over our senses, and so that's what we've learned. That right now it is the scribe or the writer. I've written a book, and I'm going to be doing a few revisions before I published it. Until it's published, I can do a few revisions. It's like a painting. There was a painter named Bonnard who could never finish this painting, but once it's sold, it's finished. But other than that, he would continue to work on them. For me, it's like once they find a resolution, there's nothing I can add to it. Even Claude Monet, the artist Claude Monet, he had to wait a long time, until he was in his 50s, to get a little bit of money to buy a house and to move his family into a house and to get an eye operation. Once he got his eye operation, he would return to the museums, the gallery, the collectors to fix up some of the paintings. But in essence, once a painting is sold and catalogs, it cannot be changed, and it's the same thing for the book. I put a very rough copy, for there will be a great improvement that will be made. It's called Beyond the Veils of Illusion I Am. It's in my playlist, so you can already, if you want to avail yourself to the information. It will be a powerful little book. It will be an illustrated book. So it's about being the scribe or the writer. I'm sorry, I'm talking about by myself, but it's about the scribe or the writer. It's about taking notes of all your adventure, all your experiences, no matter what. Take note, get a journal, document your dream, document your interdimensional experience, document those things that are so personal. It's not for publication, it is for you to be reminded. For you, once you will read that for a year from now, that will reignite all those memories, and you will put them in a frame that will be able to reconnect to that. So important to take a lot of notes on everything. And the future that is coming is biblical, for there is a great sense of meaning, and will be it's a very historical time that we're living, and we are part of that history. We have a mission to fulfill in relationship to that history of histories, to the service of the higher plans of God. For we're here to serve and to assist in that, for we'll get our rewards once we for this service. For we do not do things for rewards, we do things out of the goodness of our heart, because we feel the need and sense to assist and help. But understand everything has meaning, and your thoughts, your words, and be kind with your words, and your deeds are very important, for they are assisting the whole planet to be elevated, and the ascension process is in process. For we have what we're working on is the orphan. It's about reconnecting to our source, reconnecting to our galactic family, reconnecting to our spiritual family, reconnecting to the inner earth, reconnecting to the ships, reconnecting to our monad, our spirit families. Is about reconnecting. And so as we do that, we find greater health, a sense of health, for we have to take care of our physical body. It is a challenge, I know, to be to find a diet, a fuel that light, that change, and sometimes little things that we can change within ourselves, in our behavior, in relationship to our physical body, will create a great deal of shifting outside as well. So it's about taking care of that inner self, and the outcome of that work will be wisdom. So wisdom is the highest rewards of all. Wisdom is beyond the law. It is a transcendental aspect. There is always ever increasing level of wisdom. Wisdom is the mean by which to achieve things. It is the most precious of all gifts. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you to discover ever-increasing level of wisdom and be open to receive that wisdom, to receive that guidance. The paintings behind me, this is a painting from our South Beach series. It's in 1992, 1993, I was living in South Miami Beach. It was very bohemian time. Now it's like the high rise everywhere. I'm looking forward to return, but at the time it was very bohemian, and the life was a lot of artists and models, and it was very, very fun to live there. And I made all those series of collage. They're like they're photo collage from magazines of models, fashion models. And on top of it, I put some expressionist composition, and I wrote a text on top of it. And this one is from Charles Baudelaire. It's from Les Fleurs du Mal. And it's about, it's a very romantic poem. It's in French. C'est comme un ange à l'œil fauve, je reviendrai dans ton alcôve et vers toi glisserai sans bruit parmi les ombres de la nuit. Et je te donnerai ma brune, des baisers froids comme la lune et des caresses de serpent autour d'une fosse rampant. Quand viendra le matin livide, tu trouveras ma place vide où jusqu'au soir il fera froid. Comme d'autres par la tendresse sur ta vie et sur ta jeunesse, moi je veux régner par l'effroi. Those were like very romantic. Charles Baudelaire it's got a dark side to it, but it's like it was very powerful influence. And when I was young, this book of poetry was very influential on me. And this is a painting, a very unique painting. It's a scene that's never been touched by anyone in the whole history of art. So eventually they'll find their place, because as humanity awakens, those higher cosmic ideas will become important. And this is a portrait of the solar system with the 120 most important planets, and some of the planets with their moons as well. So here there's the center, there is a symbolize of the yin and yang as the sun, the white and yellow sun, because the sun used to be yellow, now it's white and yellow. And it's Solaris Solara, or Helios and Vesta, the logos, the solar logos that are complementing each other, with Mercury, Venus, Gaia, and the Moon, Mars with Phoebos and Deimos, and then there is all kinds of little satellites that are all connected, that are little planets that are connected to mythological story. Once we understand the mythological story, we can understand the nature of the energies that is serving on the hyperspace of the fourth dimension. And then there is the four big planets with Jupiter, and it's got 63 moons, or maybe more, that we've not discovered. But here there is just Oyo, Callisto, Europa, Ganymede, and Metis. Here there is Saturn, some of its moons, Dione, Enceladus, Hyperion, Rhea, Iapedus, and Mimas. Here's Neptune, some of its moons, with Triton, Nereid, and Proteus. And here there is Uranus, the grandfather, with Oberon, Titania, Umbriel, and Ariel. And then there is all kinds of planets in the what we call the asteroid belt. And then there are also some trans-Neptunian objects like Kronos, who's connected to Saturn, like Eris, the goddess of chaos, with Dysnomia, our moon, Apollon, Zeus, Cybele, Admetos, Volcanus. Those are trans-Neptunian planets, for they're very far away, they move really slow, but they're very powerful. And then we'll discover beyond Pluto, which is here accompanied with some of its moon, with Charon, Kerberos, Styx, Nyx, and Hydra. But beyond that, there is other planets that we have not yet discovered. For essentially, the astrology is composed of 10 major planets, 10 major celestial bodies, and then there are all kinds of little bodies that are very powerful as well. And soon we'll discover new planets. For this is and then there is Chiron here. That's one of my most powerful influence for my master guide resides on Chiron, and my soul resides on Chiron. My spiritual family resides on Chiron. For we are not limited to that. For we are universal beings. But the focal point of this. Chiron is a very advanced civilization, advanced world that is enlightened life, and it's moving really fast through the solar system. It's the wounded healer. It's about addressing our wounds in order to heal them and to find integration. And then it's a very, very active energy. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. I'm going to pull one more card with the archangels and sing this sort of romantic song, for I've always been a romantic, and maybe someday I'll record some albums of some romantic songs, and maybe I'll write my own poetry and make some new songs. And it's a song from the 1960s. It goes like this. It's called Night in White Satin. Night in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. 'Cause I love you, yes I love you, oh, I love you. Gazing at people, some hand in hand, just what I'm going through, they can't understand. Some try to tell me, thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you, yes I love you, oh, I love you. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. 'Cause I love you, yes I love you, oh, I love you. Thank you for sticking till the end. I'm glad I started doing those little. Soon I'm going to be able to put music into to sing with music. It's a lot easier, but doing those a cappella exercise, those voice exercise at the end of those videos, it's been very useful for I've been able to work on my voice. And I know I've tested my voice, like even with professionals. I have a tenor voice. I mean, if I work, I will be able to even sing opera someday, in all humility maybe, but I will be able to tune in to higher frequency of internalized voice. For opera, it's more internalized voice. But I probably will be rewriting poetry and find a melody that put them together, and I may record some albums of other people's songs and my own music soon. Hopefully, I will see how this goes. For the highest wisdom for us today is from the Archangel, the guidance that we receive is the page of Raphael as a final oracle. Gentle, loving, dreamer, sincere. She's on the beach with a sandcastle here. She's putting, and then she's creating this beautiful sandcastle, which is when we create dream, we create a sandcastle, and then the situation is giving birth to new emotions, new relation or invitation to an event. Your intuition is telling you much, so pay attention to your emotion. To your intuition. Do not let your emotion overwhelm you. Just be create a quiet in your mind and receive this information from your intuition. For your intuition is your highest guide. It is the doorway to higher knowledge. Well, thank you very much for liking, sharing, subscribing. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Salat.